Hello. Shalom, brothers and sisters, and welcome to another episode of Ramblin' with Phil. I'm Phil, I guess your host, and I'm glad you stopped by to listen and watch. Well, it's not much to watch, but mostly to listen. I guess there's a few things I want to clarify real quick before I get on to my main topic in this video today. The topic of which is love. Moving on to my announcements first, clarifications really. I understand that my username used to be Phil-Anthropist, and I've been trying to edit it, but Google's been giving me some trouble because, oh no, people don't change their names in real life that often, but you can't change your screen name for a channel on YouTube to be more accurately reflective of what you want to portray yourself as. But I forgive them for that. I hope that clears up. I'm trying to change it to the Phil-Anthropist only. To clarify this, when I was trying to come up with an idea for what I wanted my channel to be about, I was going through kind of figuring what I wanted to say at the time, and my girlfriend was trying to help me figure it out, and we came up with the Phil-Anthropist, ironically really, because I really don't dislike humanity or humans in general. What I dislike and have a detestability for is a lot of the behavioral patterns that humans tend to exhibit, if I could put it that way. I don't know, I guess it makes me akin to some of my belief systems and moral structures, but like, I'm not trying to preach or judge, so I've decided to change my name to the Phil-Anthropist, because generally I do try to walk in a compassionate love and kindness towards everybody, and I want to exhibit that as a person in my everyday life, which gets on to my main topic, love. And what is love? And I believe that many people misunderstand love. You get into too many extremes with it. Either A, it's this monster that leads you into ruinous relationships and negative pathways and such, but that's not it. That's not love. Or B, it becomes this overly positive, highly optimistic feel-good that people want to inject into their lives. And that's not completely what love is either. I really do. Now, I don't like to preach at people. You don't have to take anything from me in particular that you don't want to. But I'm sharing to you what I believe to be the truth that's been shared to me from higher sources, in a sense. Not trying to be a prophet or anything. Just wisdoms that I've garnered by living and studying and observing and listening to that spirit, that still small voice. I believe in that. But the most poignant topic of love I found in this particular book right here, the Holy Bible. And it really does a lot to explain what love is. But it has more, there's a little bit more to love also beyond this, and I'll get into that in a second. I just wanted to go over this. This is one of my favorite verses in this book, and I'm pretty sure that anybody, no matter what you believe in or don't believe in, can probably glean something from this passage. So let's just go through it real quick with you. Though I speak with the tongues of men and of angels, and have not love, I am become as sounding brass, or a tinkling cymbal. And though I have the gift of prophecy, and understand all mysteries, and all knowledge, this is Paul writing this, by the way. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 13, Anyways, back to verse 2. And all knowledge, and though I have all faith, so that I could remove mountains and have not love, I am nothing. And though I bestow all my goods to feed the poor, and though I give my body to be burned, and have not love, it profiteth me nothing. And though I charity suffereth long. This is verse 4. Or love. In the King James Version it says charity. And you got to consider that when they were writing this, they were writing a lot of this in Greek. And they had many more words for love and many variations on the idea of love in that language than we have in English. It kind of gets reduced, or it becomes something else like charity, which doesn't always get tied into love the same way. But when they are saying charity here, they mean love. So that's why I'm replacing the word. And in newer versions and translations, they retranslate it in that sense. But it also is, in a sense, a charity. I mean, think about this. Do we just earn, or just get love for no reason? No. Nobody just shares their love freely. I mean, they'll share it with their family. They'll share it with someone that they find attractive, or in whatever sense they find someone attractive. But most people don't go out of their way to just share their love with everybody. In that concept, this love that they're talking about here is charity. It's love for all. Irregardless of what they've done, irregardless of who they are, you've decided in your heart to give and share your love for no other purpose, for no return. It becomes charity in a sense. Back to what I was saying here though. Charity, love, suffereth long, means it's patient, and is kind. Love envieth not. Love vaunteth not itself. It is not puffed up or boastful or arrogant or selfish. Doth not behave itself unseemly. Take from that what you want. But it's pretty clear and straightforward right there. Seeketh not her own, is not easily provoked, not quick to anger, and thinketh no evil. Rejoiceth not in iniquity, but rejoiceth in the truth. Truth is a debatable topic, and I'll probably talk about that in another video. But I hope maybe you're starting to see the picture I'm getting at here. Love never fails. It beareth all things, believeth all things, hopeth all things, endureth all things. And this also runs along with the concept that they were running with, that God is love. Love is the divine creationary force and being of mastery over this entire universe. Life stems out of love. In many ways we can see this as very self-evident. Naturally so, by the physical form, you have a tie to your family and to the people who have extended life unto you through their acts of loving each other in the physical carnal sense. I mean, it keeps going. This goes from carnal, spiritual, soul, mindfulness. I mean, love is not contained to just this. Love never fails, never fail. But whether there be prophecies, they shall fail. Where there be tongues, they shall cease. Whether there be knowledge, it shall vanish away. Love is eternal. Yeah. Let me get down to the brass tacks on it. I mean, they say God is love. The Heavenly Father is love. He sent His Son out of love. Getting into this kind of side of things. But more than that, if you consider what it said there, love is patient, love is kind, love gives, love is a charity. But love is also hard. It's probably one of the hardest things a person can extend and practice, is walking in love. It takes self-discipline, massive amounts of self-control. And some people don't have that self-control. Some people have to seek that self-control from a higher force, from love itself. And I guarantee you, you go to love itself, you go to the Father, God, the divine, consciousness, the source. You go to God. Go in prayer and meditation, clear your mind, which takes discipline in and of itself. You approach, however you try to reach out to that sense, that connection, to however you find your connection. Whether it's going in, or reaching out as far as you can, or a little bit of both. Ask how to love. Say, teach me to love, and you ask for that, you will get that teaching. I guarantee you. You'll get teachings in patience. You will get teachings in how to walk in kindness. And the thing about the lessons, see, love is always working in your life from the moment you're born into this world till the day you die. Whether you go to it or not, whether you acknowledge God or not, He's in your life, working in your life. See, He had plans for you. He made you. And to get too out there, I'm not quite in the whole point of, life is pointless. Life is not pointless. Life is not pointless. There is so much more to it than one could ever fathom. And we just have to go through that through self-reflections, through observation, through listening. You can see it. You'll get a grasp of it. Many people are just ignorant of this, though. No offense. It is working in your life, though, whether you know it or not. All those hard times, believe it or not, that's love. All the rough spots, that was love. People are like, no. There's the devil too. Yeah, the devil's there. He's trying to tear you down. He's trying to tear you down to ultimately nothing. That nihilism, that's him. He's the thought, and that's the comfortable thought, though. Get that. The idea that life is pointless, that there's a void at the end, that's comfortable. That's a cop-out. Let's be honest. That's fear. You know what you're afraid of then? You're afraid of the unknown. worst fear. It's been said, fear not. I am with you, or fear the Lord. I can understand that. Love is something to be afraid of. Like I said, love is hard. Have you ever heard of tough love? That's real. Spare the rod, hate the child. That's real. And love is always acting in these principles. See? Doesn't think in wickedness and evil. Doesn't approve of wickedness and iniquities. If love does not approve or think in those manners, yet love created you and wants you to be love, in a sense, and walk in love and be a sort of loving kindness. We're like metal being refined by the fire of love. God's fire. His judgments, His teachings, His melting us down, hammering us into a shape, cooling us off, refining us, melting us down again, pulling out the impurities. It's like metalworking. Men, humanity, we are like metals. We are not clay. You put clay in fire, what does it do? It turns into a brick. Now, pottery is beautiful, but it's fragile. It makes you easy to break. One drop, you smash into 1,000 pieces. You want to be pottery? You could be pretty. Cold water. I'd rather be a metal boss, Cold water, if you fall, you just bing, 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 pick back up and keep going. God is refining us from the moment we're born till the moment we die. We are in a constant state of being tested and refined by love. Now, I've gone through a lot of hard times in my own life, like rough spots. Spots that were God a lot of the time. Then I know also when the devil's involved, when there's that destruction, that void that wants to see you nothing, see you done into nothing, and torn apart and destroyed ultimately. It hates you and wants to consume you, because it is void of love. It's a discord. It's in the constant discord. It wants you to be afraid and stuck in patterns and fast thoughts. It wants you to get pissed off and upset when love is hard on you. God's going to put you through some stuff. And the ones He wants to use the most, the ones He has the biggest plans for, end up going through the hardest stuff. So if your life is in a pretty rough spot right now, just reflect on that. He's got a plan for you. And it's a good plan. Yeah, and it's going to lead through some rough patches, don't get me wrong. I'm not here to make you feel good. Oh, it's going to be perfect. You're going to have a house. You're going to have a bright, happy family. You're going to have pizza every day. No, you'll have pizza. Yeah, He'll send pizza. He sent me pizza to say, hey, look, I'm still here. I still love you. And I'm here to take care of you. And if that means I gotta smack you in the back of the head so you pay attention to something, by all means, He will smack you in the back of the head. He'll put the squeeze on you. He wants to see whether you're worthy or not. The thing about that is He knows already. He made you. And He's making you. He's refining you. See, the thing is, He made me is kind of an empty term in a way. Because it's more than He made me. He's making me. Right now. Oh yeah, I'm in a form. I've got this form. And I'm comfortable and thankful for what I am in this physicality. But I'm still being made beyond this. Here. here. We are in constant production. And when you stagnate, you fall out of production. And that's not part of the plan. What are you going to do? Tell God's F off? You know, when he F's, you tell him to do that, when he'll leave you. He will. You run away from him, you say, don't follow me, he won't. He'll be like, hey, if that's what you want. He'll try to stop you first, you know, he'll try to warn you. And the thing is he will follow you, irregardless of what you tell him to do. But he'll stand back and he'll let you have your space. He gave you free will, and he is not going to bend you out of your free will. You have to accept his love. And once you do, when he comes in, he's going to work on you. But if you tell him out, he'll step back again. He'll be like, okay, fine. And another thing, this universe will not put more on you than you can actually handle. And if it is more than you can handle, well, guess what? Are you still alive? It's not more than you can handle. And if you're going through something that doesn't seem to want to shake, if you're going through problems that never seem to fade, it's a lesson. The lesson will repeat until you learn it. See, he wants you to learn it so that you can move forward in love. So you can move forward with your glorious calling, whatever that is. And you'll know. Because you'll connect, and it'll rise up out of your soul like a passion that you've never known before. That's why I'm here right now. See, I've been afraid. I've been avoiding this. I've been trying to run. I've been hiding my face. I've been like saying, well, what about these people and those people? And what if they come at me in these words and those words? And you know what? I really don't care. I love you all anyways. You can say what you want about me. Doesn't make it true. Doesn't mean you know me. You know who knows me better than anybody? The one who put me on this earth to talk to you in this moment. The one who told me to record this moment so that people can watch it in later moments. The one who made this possible. Glory to that one. Glory to that love. He wants you to enjoy your life. He wants you to be happy. Vanity of vanities, all is vanity. And part of one of our things is to enjoy what we earn here. You gotta earn it though. You can't steal it. Stealing isn't earning. Giving is earning. Charity is earning. But like he said, it's not in love. It's not in that real charity. It's not love. It profiteth you nothing. You can make all the physical money in the world. What does that mean to you? What does that mean to God? What does that mean to love? You can't buy love. That Beatles song used to say, can't buy me love. You can't. And if it is bought, it's not love. I'm sorry to inform you now. But hey, love doesn't hold back. That's how you know who your real friends are, who your real family is. That's how you know when you're on the right path. When the world wants to get tight on you, you turn to love, and somehow things are still tight, not so off that you can't work through it up here and say, wait a second, I'm my own problem. Then you can't move forward. You know, you'll stagnate. If you stagnate, you're dead. Because here's another universal law. The only thing that does not change is that everything is changing. And if everything is God, God's always changing too. Love is always on the move. That's why you can't define God. That's why you can't put him in a basket like anything else you can. You can't put labels on that. The only sticking label to that is God. And the thing about God is he never changes at the same time. So he's that point of never changing in the constant change. And now, if that's a paradox for your head, talk about a Zen koan, huh? Break your mind. Let go of your ego. Open up and listen. If you're going through a hard time right now, love is working on you. Like he worked on Job. You know? He didn't have to do it personally. He got a good deal out of that one. And that was a gamble, but that wasn't a gamble. See, God doesn't gamble. God doesn't bet. You think he would have let the devil go mess with Job if he thought Job was going to cede to the temptations of the devil and curse him? He has much more foresight than any other being in this world. He made it. That's the point. He knew. He knew everything you're going to do. He knows when you're going to get mad at him. He knows when you're going to blame him. And you know what? He's very long-suffering and patient. He's like, well, they're going to get mad at me for this one. But they need it. We're talking about a being that's wiped cities off the map for not listening. Ruined countries. Built them up and then let them fall to other countries because they would not listen. Because they wouldn't receive instruction, give orders and commandments. He expects that to be followed for a reason. You know that? Now, I'm not going to go into all that right now. That's too heavy. That's like debating the topic of truth, like I mentioned earlier. It's something for another video, probably. But he wants you to learn. He wants you to love. He wants you to be in love. He wants you to love. But he wants you to love appropriately. And see, it says in another place, in 1 Peter, I believe, how can you love that which you cannot see if you cannot love that which you can see? That makes a lot of sense if you think about it. How can you love that girlfriend or that wife you're looking for if you can't love your family when you have them when you're young? If you can't love your friends around you in an amicable manner, in real love. See, people think love is romance and sex and a relationship with the opposite gender, whatever. It's not. Love is God. God is love. And it's very hard. I've been through it. I've been through it. It is very hard. It never ends. And it never gives up on me. He's never given up on me. The Father's been with me since the day I let him start. Working on me, he's been working. And he's not given up, and he's not quit. He won't quit. Not until he sees me through to the end of it. See, he'll let you fall because he wants you to learn from it. He'll let bad things happen to you because they actually might be good things happening to you. But more than that, there's always a lesson in it. There's always a testimony. And if you can accept his real salvation, his real rebuke, his real instruction, his real love, then you can accept all the good parts of his love too. Like that immense joy when you realize that you came to understand something. That when you look around, other people are going to be like, not getting it. And you'll just be like, It'll be confusing to you, but then at the same time you'll feel like, I got something. And then the thing is, people will notice. People notice love. The thing about it is that people haven't been taught love appropriately. People haven't been cultured into honest love. Well, that's another thing about love. Love is honest. You go to God and you say, "Hey, this happened and this happened and this happened." He'll be like, "Oh yeah, that was me." Maybe not in that manner, You know God. He's very poised and dignified about everything he does. He's not unseemly at all. So he'll be like, "Oh, I apologize, but that was me." And then you'll be like, but. And he'll be like, "Well, I got you. You needed it. And here's why." And if you're listening, you'll get that. And if you're not walking in love, you won't pick up on these things. You'll keep running around in circles, searching for holes in the ground that aren't there. Digging holes looking for something that ain't around. Meanwhile, he's over here and saying, hey, it's this way. Throwing rocks at the back of your head to get your attention. Yeah, it hurts. It gets your attention. He's put me through hard, low places in life. Places I wouldn't be who I am today if I didn't go through these situations and these times and these rough spots in my life now. Sometimes I get a tendency to get into a low place and depressed and complain, whine about it, but what do tears accomplish? Tears accomplish, that's the part of the cleansing process, you're cleansing something out. And the best tears are when you realize you are the one at fault. And it breaks you up. And you realize, but I'm not dead yet. And I can get back up on my feet thanks to that love. I can get back up on my feet thanks to that love. Because it wouldn't let me keep going without what I needed just to be eaten by wolves. Because if you would have kept going without the lesson it was trying to provide, you were going to get destroyed. And that's the thing, he'll let you go as long as you want until you go into the pits of death itself. Death is hunting you. Death hates you. The spirit of death. It's reaching for you. And it'll take you anytime it so well pleases. And hopefully you're ready and you're in the right moment. In the right attitude and the right frame to die. Because death comes to everybody eventually. You may think about it, it even came to Jesus Christ. He died on the cross. Death came to him. Death caught him. But he was so in love. He was an extension of it. Therefore, love caught him back up. Said, no. That's the ultimate destination of love. It's by his side. His side, its side. I try not to get too gender specific with all that because some people get offended. But you know what? That's another thing about love. You're going to walk up to someone and tell them what to be. You have no right. So if God says God is this, through whoever he chooses to say, if he says this person is my servant and I am this, who are you to tell him? He loves you just as you are, mostly because he's got plans for you to be better than you are, and without even forcing. See, that's the thing about the Tao, it does not force things. flow. Things that are forced may flourish for a time, but ultimately they will fade away because they are not in keeping with the Tao, with the way, the truth and the light, love. Keep with love. It's a hard road. If you want a challenge, walk in love. You want it easy? Be selfish. Be hateful. Be cruel. I guarantee you in the end, even though you have 1,000 friends, all the wealth in the world, can get out of trouble any old day of the week and ignore all our human laws, buy your way out of it, I guarantee you, deep, deep, deep down inside, you're a dead soul. And you're only going down. And love wanted to keep you from that, but you chose that path because you wanted to hate. You wanted to walk in fear and loathing. You wanted to, not anybody in specific, you didn't want love. You didn't want to go through the rigmarole. You wanted the easy way. You got your friends, you got your lip service, you got your yes men, you got your money to buy your way out of trouble, be like, oh, I don't need to worry about anything. The thing is if you really take the time to consider it, you'll see that something's missing. You'll see that there's a dead spot inside, an empty, a hole. And then you'll realize that all this stuff, all these friends, these yes men, these empty people, space savers, consuming your time so you don't have to pay attention to what you're missing. All this money, trying to fill a hole that you can never fill. I mean, where you can't eat it, you can't pack it in there, you know. Sex, drugs, all that crap, temporary and passing. Love is forever. And anybody who's really in love with another person, even anybody, will understand this. You may be lonely. You may be hard on your luck. That's because love has a plan to put you on your feet in a way you never expected. And I want you to believe in that. But, you know, I can't make you. So I hope you try to accept this, you know, however you can. Or leave it. Like I said, I don't care. I love you, though. That's why I'm telling you this. And you may not like to hear these types of things. Nobody really likes to hear this type of stuff. Why do you think people run away from churches and crap? Like, oh, you're judging me. No, you're judging yourself. You just don't want to hear it. Because it's already in your own head. And you've been burying it with false friends, false riches, false loves. Get the real love. Get the real truth in your life. Get some hardness in your life. Sharpen that blade. Refine it. Be the tool you're meant to be for love. That's the only being that can make you into the tool you need to be. Whether he makes you into a bucket, or whether he makes you into a sword. Whether he makes you into a golden crown. He's got to refine you first. You don't give a king dirty gold, you know. You pull all the impurities out so it becomes super shiny. So it says, hey, look, he's a king. Poignant metaphor, I suppose. But he's there. And he loves you. And I love you. So I'm not gonna bullshit with you. Excuse my language, you know? I'm not gonna feed you a bunch of hashtag lies. This isn't comfort school food, you know what I mean? Actually, and it is comfort food if you actually understand it. But if you're in a place where you're judging yourself and you're unloathing out of love, you're gonna hate me for what I'm saying, and I forgive you, and I love you anyways. Because I really don't know you from a hole in the ground at this point. Not to be rude, you know? I would like to though, you know? So, at that point, I want to say thank you for listening to love. I might have to go make another video about this because there's always more to say about this type of stuff. And I'm definitely not finished talking about this particular topic. And I know for a fact that there are probably going to be people that want to hear more about it. But this video is already running on upwards of 40 minutes or so. And it's starting to feel like I'm making a sermon, so I'm gonna cut it for now because I love you, and I know that sometimes if it's overbearing, it pushes people away. So please don't be pushed away. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Thank you for loving. I would like you to please come back next time and have a blessed, blessed, blessed night or day, wherever you are. Go in peace, my brothers and sisters.